to my favorite toy. Do you know what it is? Yes, it's a cardboard tube from my bathroom. This simple cardboard tube has taught me one of the biggest lessons ever in my life. And it's a lesson that most grown-ups over here have forgotten. My life is pretty full, packed with school, homework, soccer practice, and piano lessons. My calendar is so full that it looks like a rainbow just threw up all over it, and that is awful. Most kids right here feel that feeling too, am I right? Grown-ups are experts at filling things up. They fill our rooms with toys, our days with activities, until there's not a single spot of space left. But what I learned from this empty tube is that most amazing things happen not when something is full, but when it's empty. It all started with my hamster Tibbles. I wanted to be the best hamster owner ever. So I filled her cage with everything. A giant castle that has little flags, a miniature bowl that squeaked, a purple tunnel that took up half of the space, and even a little miniature seesaw that never stayed balanced. There was so much stuff that poor Tibbles had to climb over mountains of toys just to get to her food bowl. But instead of being the happiest hamster ever, she just hid in the corner, squeezing herself between the castle and the water bottle. She looked absolutely miserable, like she was in toy jail rather than a happy home. One night, I heard her trying to run on the wheel, but there was so much stuff he kept bumping into the tunnel. That's when my mom found me crying by the cage. She said, "Zoe, sometimes love means giving space, not giving things. Hamsters need room to be hamsters. They need space to run, to explore, and to discover." So the next morning, I did something brave. I took almost everything out and added just one simple thing: this cardboard tube. At first, Tibbles was confused. She sniffed it like it was a strange alien object. She nudged it with her nose. A minute later, she climbed inside it and it became her secret tunnel. She was inventing her own games. The empty tube brought her more joy than all expensive toys combined. And did you know that it's not just physical space we kids are missing? Our minds are just constantly being filled with screens, cartoons that play non-stop, educational apps that pop and beep, online lessons that follow us everywhere. It's like having neon lights constantly flashing in our brains. I remember one Saturday when the internet went down. At first, I was miserable. "I'm bored," I complained to my mom. But in the afternoon, something amazing happened. With no screens to watch, I started creating. I made a puppet show out of my socks. I even made an epic fort out of pillows that took over the entire living room. I even made up a song about my hamster. The quiet hours after the screens went dark became my most creative ones. That's when I realized being bored isn't a problem to be solved. It's an opportunity to be seized. Kids being bored, they would be creative. And if we kept looking at screens, our creative ideas are just being sucked away. You're giving me the plastic castle, but you're stealing that space, which is the cardboard tube here. I had a big realization. Looking at Tibbles playing with a tube, I thought that I am the hamster, and that schedule is my overcrowded cage. We're all living in cages that grown-ups have filled with good intentions, meant to make us smarter, better, and more successful. But when you fill every minute with lessons or practice, you're taking that space away. And did you know there's actual science behind this? My dad told me when our brains rest, something called default mode network turns on. It's like a screensaver for our mind, but way more interesting. People get their most innovative ideas not when they're solving a hard problem, but when they're resting, like taking a walk, taking a shower, or just daydreaming. And get this, even famous artists and inventors understood this. Take the guy who invented the theory of relativity, Albert Einstein. Said he got some of his best ideas while rowing quietly in a lake. So you see, this cardboard tube didn't just help Tibbles, it set me free too. I started leaving little empty spots every day. I have found something amazing. When there are empty spots, and my schedule is not stuffed with back-to-back tasks, I understand math better, I can even write stories better, and I get to understand music notes without getting frustrated. So, I want to leave you with this question. What could grow in empty spaces if we dare to leave them open? Thank you.